Welcome to Price Talk with your host, Anthony Vargas.
Anthony Vargas from Price Talk Show. For today's show, we're going to be talking about Senor Segovia's career of teaching. I got a couple of clips of the interview we did. Let's check them out.
Teaching here at Price now for 8-9 years. I grew up in the area. I went to school in Southern California where I got both my credential and my master's degree. And now I'm just working full-time and enjoying what I do.
That's nice. Next question is, how did you get into teaching?
I think I got into teaching through my parents. Both my parents were in education. My mom was an elementary school teacher for her entire career, and my dad taught at our local junior college. So just seeing the benefits of that type of work and how it's beneficial for a nice family life, and evenings off and the weekends are free. I mean, it's a really good career.
Yeah.
So in the past clip, we just heard about how Senor Segovia grew up in California and how he went to college in California. We also heard about how his parents were teachers, so that's what influenced him to become one. So now let's hear about his first couple of years at teaching at Price.
I did not always want to be a Spanish teacher, but my first job opportunity was to teach Spanish.
Oh.
And I wasn't excited about it at first because my dad was a Spanish teacher for his career, so I wanted to be a little bit different. I didn't want to do exactly what he had done. But after that first year, I just thoroughly enjoyed it, seeing the kids develop a new language, interacting with them in that fashion. I just really loved it. So then I decided to, after that first year, I decided to stick with Spanish.
In the previous clip, we heard that he didn't always want to be a Spanish teacher because he wanted to do something different from what his dad taught. But his first job opportunity was to become a Spanish teacher. He wasn't that excited at first, but once he saw the students developing a new language, he put more interest into it. So now let's check out a couple of more clips about how his class benefits his students.
Spanish.
Okay. In what ways does the class benefit your students?
It benefits my students because at the high school level, a foreign language is required, and to get into a state school and to get into a UC, they also require, I want to say, 3 years of a foreign language. So if my students are interested in pursuing higher education, they can get a nice foundation at the middle school level before they enter high school. So that way their skills are a little bit stronger in those classes when they reach high school.
Okay. So, if I were to take a class, your Spanish class in 7th grade, would I be able to take a Spanish 2 in 8th grade?
Ideally, if you were a 7th grader, you would take Middle School Spanish 1, which is the first half of High School Spanish 1. And then as an 8th grader, you would then take Middle School Spanish 2, which would be the second half of High School Spanish 1. So then that way you would have the option of starting high school taking High School Spanish 2. So, if you're able to do that and you're dedicated, it does give you a little step up on some of your other classmates.
All right. So last question. We know that you're a big fan of collecting basketball shoes. So what are your favorite pairs?
I wish I owned a pair of Air Jordan Retro 11 Concords. I do have the lows, but I don't have the mids. And the favorite pair that I do own would probably be my Air Jordan Retro 13 from the Bin 23 collection, which are really hard. They're hard to get, and they're numbered. So I think that's my favorite pair.
That's cool. We just want to thank you for this interview that we have the time to have.
This concludes Price Talk Show. I hope you guys really enjoyed this show for today. Now we'll hand this over to GQ with his